Hello everyone, welcome back to Parcel Simulator, and today we're going to explore if our changes to our warehouse conveyor belt system actually work or if it is just one big flop. The last video that we put out, we did a few little changes, making our conveyor systems a little bit more friendly as far as taking me out of the equation, meaning making less work for me. And today I get to test it to see if it works. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel if you could. It does help me out a great deal, and I do appreciate the support. With no further ado, I think we should go ahead and test our new little system. I upgraded everything that I possibly could, and I upgraded the conveyor belts from the trucks, the cargo trucks. So I hope this will work. Yes, they are all updated, and you do that by going into the upgrades section, conveyor deliveries, and you can upgrade right here. I'm not sure what warehouse tier the second upgrade option is open for. It was open for me at tier 6, so I'm not sure if that is the right one or if it's open at 5 or sooner than that, but it is open. I also put that dreaded sticker machine back in, and anything that is denied goes right to the denial bay, and anything that is approved will get put into these. I'm hoping this all works. I'm a little bit, I don't want to say skeptical, but I'm a little bit nervous that these won't work. And I'm not sure why, because, you know, for all purposes, they should be fine. But it's just me being a worrywart. So we'll see how this goes, and if everything fails or if it's a success. This belt right here is still a problem. It's not coming through as quickly as it should. So I definitely need to fix this right here. This needs to come down this way and snake through. That would make things much smoother in our warehouse chain. And this was upgraded, so there's no reason why it should be, you know, bad. But I definitely need a way to get these all out of the truck and ready to go into the normal loop of things, because it's going to be a problem. Our bays are getting a little bit backed up, but I realized that when I had purchased the cargo type, I didn't upgrade it right away, so I upgraded it, and hopefully now these will move through a little bit faster. I've gotten down to some of the end of this, and I've seen a couple of problems that I think I need to address, but I wanted to go through and get some of these parcels moving along to storage racks to free up a little bit more room. Also, since this is Friday in our game day, we can send out air parcels. That is something else we're going to be doing. But yeah, I do see one issue I need to address when I get done with all of this mess, and hopefully I can find a solution, because right now I'm not really coming up with much, but we'll take a look at that in just a few minutes as I try to get through these lined up parcels that are all valid. All right, on to the problem I've created for myself. So these are parcels I've checked, and they have gone through the inspection belt over down to the black storage rack. However, they've already passed through 2 sections. So the sticker checker and this one, which is the cargo type. Now, they can go on their way since they were already, if they were checked and denied at the cargo type, they would have gone off that belt down to the floor and been invalid even before they got to my table down here. However, it looks like I'm kind of putting the required ones into, how do I say it? Like in the middle of everything. Like, okay, it's checked by one machine, but now it still needs to be checked by everybody else because it, you know, it's still good, or we check the contents are still good, and it needs to keep going on its way. Although moving this isn't necessarily like a must, I think now it's become even more important for me to have some sort of looping system where I can loop this back and have it go through the serial number, the country, the weight machine, and go from there. So once those get checked, And in theory, we'll know obviously if the parcel is valid or not by the one last check of the star sticker that's on it, and then we can go from there. So as much as I would like to put this someplace other than like in the middle of everything, I still feel I need this loop back system for this particular, for the parcel checker. It's fine. I can have this like big long conveyor system going over here to the invalid ones from that table if they are immediately invalid. But it would be nice to somehow get this to loop back through and be checked by the rest of these machines. We don't have a ton of room right here. We would need to spread out a little bit, I think, in order to loop this back through. And I'm not quite sure how I would accomplish that. I feel like if you look at my machines, they're all headed towards the back wall. And really, I should have them turned towards this wall in a line. So like, instead of this line, go horizontal. Instead of this line going vertical towards this back wall, if that makes sense. Then it should be a little bit simpler. So basically, I would have to rip everything down and reset it how I would best see fit. And even though that's not an immediate problem, it's going to take a little bit of work. And that's going to be like just a whole thing of ripping stuff down and redoing it. But I'm thinking that might be the only way to really move forward with getting items to be able to go where they need to go without me intervening so much, running back and forth, that kind of thing. So that's kind of my thought process, but I'll have to think about that and see how I would do that from this point. So I'm just going to go through and check the rest of these prohibited content parcels, see which ones are valid and not valid, and then we're going to check all the ones that were stickered approved and put them in their correct areas. Okay, that's really strange. I wanted to point this out really quickly. So I pulled all my parcels off of those two green storage racks ahead of us because through the sticker machine, those were supposed to be checked for stickers. If they're approved, they're supposed to go out that conveyor and be loaded up onto those two particular storage racks. This was on that storage rack. There is no inspection sticker, and obviously this one will be denied because shipping method, the cake, is not valid. I just think that's weird that that was passed through. So I guess that's an example of that bug where it's like approving, like the approval sticker is incorrect or something of that matter. I didn't do anything really special besides set up my sticker machine last time, but I guess it just decided that it was going to put that one through that particular line. Alrighty, we've gotten through everything we could for the day. For the most part, our new lines worked fairly well, with a few hiccups, like the inspection parcels that are required to be opened. I'm not quite sure how to fix that besides like completely just redoing my conveyor system setup, which I'm probably going to have to do because of room. It's just basically room size at this point. Everything goes this way, so I have a feeling I just have to kind of shift everything 90 degrees and turn it so it's facing the dock bays. I know I'm pretty sure the next one I open is going to open the new truck bays, which is going to add like a total of 4 trucks to our warehouse setup. Maybe not, but I think it's something of that nature. Anyway, or maybe it's these in front of me. I'm not sure what opens them, but I'm terrified of getting those 4 trucks because it just makes everything... I just want to be set up for it, and I'm not set up for it. At least I don't feel like I've figured this out enough where I could be set up for it. Therefore, I think next time what we'll do is we might actually just reconfigure our warehouse. We'll just flip everything around and maybe make it a little bit smoother and see if we can make our lives a little less chaotic by running back and forth to everywhere. By the way, I just want to mention that this little archway conveyor belt is awesome for the invalids that are not going on any rack. They just slide right off and they don't seem to cause a pile up, which is really nice. So I just threw there because I had it and I wasn't using it for anything. And I'm like, well, I might as well just throw it at the end of one of my invalids. And this worked out pretty well. I really like that they weren't causing a pile up like the straight conveyors were off of the machines. So I do like that. And it's kind of a little, if you don't have the storage racks or don't want to spend money on the storage racks, it's kind of a nice way to get around that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you next time, where we will probably rip apart our warehouse and redo it so it looks a little bit more, not professional, but maybe smoother going through the entire process, coming over to the last table here for the inspections. I hope to see you then. If not, have yourself a great rest of the day. Please like and subscribe on my channel if you haven't yet already, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.